This week in action.
My partner and I witnessed that little Torchlight picnic you threw last night.
Could be something. I love that.
Talk to developers. Or are you playing with my emotions?
Let's get sad and then
Too good to be true.
that's not what they did here. When's the money going? What other horror stories can come with this?
We love Tencent.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Action Podcast 25. My name is Aaron, owner and operator of the YouTube channel Action RPG, and we have another stellar night set up for you. With me, as always, is two of my leaders, two of my friends, my team, Daft and Guilty. Say hello, gentlemen.
How's it going, people?
Heyo!
All right, so much to discuss tonight, but we're not going to start with Torchlight, okay? I know we'll get to Torchlight Infinite, we'll talk some last Epoch multiplayer. What we're going to start with, and I feel like this is always a good starting point, is my weekly poll on YouTube, okay? So I try to always have a weekly poll, something that we could discuss, normally something that people unfortunately don't agree on, and today we have another one. Viv, what's up? Drath, what's up? The poll I put up this week. And it's not like, preference for Starcraft 2, Starcraft 1, which one did you like playing solo, which one did you like playing multiplayer? Overall, Starcraft, Zerg, Protoss, Terran, what's your all-time favorite class? Or I guess it's race. Daft, what do you think?
I have to go with Protoss, literally because I didn't like Zerg and I didn't like playing the starter campaign.
Oh.
So that's kind of how it sits for me. I like just the look, the way that the item or the mechanics work for the team. That was probably my favorite. Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't thought about that game in quite some time, Aaron.
Since I still have RTS on my mind and I still haven't got that itch fixed, which is going to happen with Company of Heroes 3.
We hope.
I've been thinking about it a lot. Guilty. Favorite race.
Protoss.
Don't say Protoss.
I voted Protoss on the YouTube channel. Of course, Protoss. Zerg is like Tyranids, man.
Someone in the comment section for the poll said Tyranids.
I mean, so in 40K, have you tried painting 1,000 little gene stealers and little bugs?
Can't say that I have.
It's not fun after the first 50.
No,
And that's
It might
just
be
one
fun
group.
for someone.
Well, I mean, they all look the same. They're all the same.
Okay. Daft says toss. Guilty says toss.
yeah. All my competitor friends played everything else, so I kind of picked. That was another part of it. We'd all get off work after night and play, so.
My favorite
bit.
race in StarCraft of all time is Protoss as well.
You know, it won the poll, didn't it?
It did.
The poll right now has 500 votes. Zerg has 40%, Protoss has 44%, and Terran, 4 humans, have 16%.
No.
It's like, who wants to be Imperial Guard?
Draft says, got my little
yeah.
Zerglings running around everywhere. Now,
Like-
each race, believe it or not, actually has, it's the best at something, okay? Protoss has the strongest units and is really good mid-game. Zerg has the army and they're really good early game for rushing. And Terran is the best late game as far as advanced weaponry, as far as siege tanks, armor, repair, healing, nuking, right? Like you said, nuclear launch detected, and you're trying to find the little red dot because you know you're about to get murdered, right? So, so they were all had their own specialty, and if you actually look at professional players, actually, the ones that are normally the best are Terran, which also makes sense why they're the lowest rated because they are the hardest to use.
Was it like a guitar? It's the easiest instrument to learn, but the hardest to master.
Is that what it
You're
is?
not going to be up. Yeah, well, Tim Henson, you're not going to be Tim Henson playing 3 chords.
I thought it would have been piano. I didn't know it was guitar.
Yeah, but no, piano has 1 key per octave, so you can play the same note in the same octave in 3 different positions on guitar. Have fun with that. Have
Yeah,
fun
that's
sight
true.
reading that.
That's
Okay.
true.
Not that I planned an entire segment for StarCraft since we're just getting started, but on the subject, do you guys like 1 or 2 better? Wait, did you play both?
I did play both.
Some of both, yeah.
Okay. Which one do you
Yes.
like better?
2.
I think 2. Just it was a little more
It was the.
big. It had a
I
little
was
just
really young for the first one, and
Yeah,
2 is when I was, I guess, being better with my strategic thinking, or at least thinking I was better at it.
for me. I was introduced to 2 before I had 1. I didn't play 1 that much until
Gotcha.
after 2. So yeah, I was
StarCraft
introduced to
2
the
is
whole thing.
one of the or StarCraft is probably one of the first games I like woke up and played. You know what I mean? Well,
Right.
I guess PC wise, you've always had Nintendo and stuff growing up, but
I know what you mean though. Saturday
Yeah.
morning, get to it.
yeah, my
Yeah.
first like lug your 50-pound desktop to your friends to set up LAN party style game. So for me, I have a soft spot in my heart for the original StarCraft because I played it so much.
Exactly.
So much.
I was a late bloomer.
Late.
I was doing the Warcraft more than like the Warcraft the original series more than the RTS. And
I
then
was
when I moved
doing-
out, started playing the RTS because my friends played it and we competed after work.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, I did tabletop games. Most of my gaming early on was tabletop, like Warhammer Fantasy, Mordheim, Necromunda, is it Battlefield Gothic?
That's
I started
because
playing
you
Warhammer.
are a super nerd.
Well, I mean, that's because I like painting too. I got into that
Yes.
hobby for the models, and it turned out that I really enjoyed that style of gameplay. Yeah, good. It's good. Like I played Necromunda in the original. Apparently, there's a new Necromunda which I have to go give them my money for. I played Mordheim, which was really fantastic. There was I've been to Games Day. I'm actually a huge Warhammer guy.
Guilty, where's your microphone at?
It is right here.
Under him?
That thing on the
Oh,
screen
I
right
see
there.
it. It's in the corner.
Mm.
It just
Yeah.
popped in my head. I couldn't see it. I was like, what is my
Right
brain?
next to the guitar.
It's usually
You
not.
started
on the
talking about
screen.
board games, and then I started thinking about like Guess Who, and then I was like, where's the
Right.
microphone? You know how that works.
It just drifted to the microphone. Guilty.
Okay,
It's
I'm gonna put you guys
totally
on the
normal.
spot. This is gonna be hard, and it's okay if you say you don't know. Want to be clear? It's okay if you say you don't know. Favorite unit in StarCraft, and then we can move on.
Oh, I can't remember that. I haven't played StarCraft in over 5 years.
Nope, not gonna have anything for you. It's been over 10 years.
Carrier has arrived. That's my favorite one. The big battleship on Protoss that lets all the little ships out.
Yes, like the carrier. Yeah,
Carrier.
very cool.
Yeah. Okay, done with
I couldn't tell you
StarCraft.
the names.
Good
Now
though.
we can move on to the intro video. We can talk about Torchlight. Now, what we're going to do, this segment's going to be a little different. I am one of a handful of people in the world that has, well, I guess
A
The cur-
handful.
I am one of a handful of people that could play the game right now in the world. So you guys,
Yes, you
this is going to
are.
be an open forum where you guys get to ask me questions on Torchlight Infinite, and I will do my best to answer. Okay?
Okay.
Go ahead.
What's your password?
So they actually gave me a specialty email and password. It's actually not a password to log in at. They give me the email, which is like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many characters. That's just gibberish. And then you
Mhm.
actually can't put in a password. You have to go no password. Then it goes enter code. When you enter the code, it sends you a code to your cell phone that you have to then enter, and then you get access.
Like your old two-way.
Yes. So
Yeah,
there's
It's-
like
yeah.
kind of a, so I can't just overly share it because you wouldn't have my phone. I'm sure that's their way.
Right.
They get away with that. See, I can answer that
All
question.
right. What
Yeah,
was the
two-form I did.
What was the first class you played? If you have
Yeah.
played more
Did
than
you
one.
play them all?
So
Yeah.
I logged into each class because I wanted to see each one's mechanic. But the only class I actually played was the rogue. It's called
Okay.
the Divine Shot. And
Okay.
this class,
Divine shot.
the Divine Shot, like when this guy's running around, it's like, he like talks like in an imperial voice. So it's like, you should be happy to be slain by a member of the imperial family. Like he talks like that.
Okay.
And this class, being like a rogue style, you have a rifle you could use. You have a cannon you could use. You have a bow you can use. You have pistols, so you can run one pistol and an offhand or dual pistol. Or you can run one-handed weapons and throw them.
Oh, like dagger throw or
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
So when you're talking about skills, it'll be like, oh, this skill looks good, and then it'll tell you requires one-handed melee weapon X, Y, and Z, because that would be like a throwing skill. Or this like rain of arrows requires a bow. Or obviously like musket shot requires a rifle. So there's different skills based upon what weapon, and some of them can cross over. Does that make sense?
And this, yeah, it does. Go ahead, Guilty. Yes, next. I got one for after.
Well, on your video,
Yep.
I saw you playing.
Yep.
How many times would you say you died on that character?
Did
Multiple times.
multiple times. Not surprised.
How many is multiple?
I will answer the question differently. I died multiple times if I was rushing. If I actually took my time, focused on moving around, almost never. But normally it's like, you know how I play. Gather up every person I could find on the level and then kill them, try and kill them all at the same time, or
Right.
you know, so it wasn't like I was playing strategically.
No.
But yes,
That's
in
what I
that
was
video,
doing
I
all
did
day.
die to the hardest boss that I made it to. And it was stupid too. I just wasn't paying attention. It wasn't like the character couldn't kill that boss because I killed it a second later, but one of its mechanics was an instant kill, and it got me with it. Wait, question in chat. Dusty
Okay.
Bear. Is
There
it
you go.
so far better than Torchlight 3? 2 was nice, but I feel 3 missed the mark. So it's really interesting. The developers and publishers of Torchlight Infinite are marketing this game as Torchlight 3, which is like, you know, kind of
Really?
disrespectful. It's kind
No,
of
it's not.
disrespectful, but they are
No, it's
saying
not.
this game is the successor to Torchlight 2. Forget Torchlight 3
I
existed.
see what you're saying.
Yes.
Torchlight 3 was crap. They tried to make an MMO and it was crap.
But to answer your question, I mean, this is like a statement I can't believe I'm even saying it. This is a
yeah.
mobile alpha version of the game that I have. And sometimes when you click on the skill, it's just like code. I don't even know what the hell it's saying, right? A mobile alpha version of the game that I could not stop playing. So, I don't even know the last game that was the case, if there ever was one. So if I can get addicted to an action RPG on a cell phone, and it actually has a good PC port that from what they are claiming has been designed since day one, so it's not just an afterthought like Diablo Immortal.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
All right, here's my question for you, Aaron.
All right.
You know Guilty and I.
Yep.
What class do you think I'll pick? And what class do you think Guilty will pick? Ultimately, after we kind of run through them and kind of get the gambit.
Yeah,
I believe
I-
that Guilty will pick the Berserker class. Okay, this is a class focused on rage, where you kind of do whirlwind abilities. You are very strong. But it's also, you can take it anyway. You can go straight DPS. You can go the Paladin route, where you could take a ton of damage. You can do one hand, like you could do lots of different things. I see Guilty being the Berserker. I feel you picking Frostfire, which is the young lady that is the background character.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me? What
yeah,
is
I booted-
Frostfire?
So what Frostfire does
better.
is, the character on the back, she has she uses multiple fire and multiple ice skills in tandem. And when you alternate different elements, you could create certain combos. So it's almost like the idea of like you're freezing them and then you're melting them when they're frozen, or they're on fire and then it's a really interesting class mechanic.
Yeah, you might be right. I'll have to see. I haven't really looked through much of the classes, just based off the video you showed us. Kind of got a sneak peek.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Aaron, I booted up Torchlight 2 yesterday.
Yep.
Could you guess what class I picked?
I don't know. What did you pick?
Zerker.
You didn't speak up.
Zerker.
He said he's playing a Zerker in D&D too.
See?
No. I'm playing a barbarian. Thank you.
So different.
Now, there's another class. It's like the time... What the heck is it called? The time something... I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Anyways, this class would probably be the other class I could see Daft picking, because the Oracle Thea we don't know about yet. So there is going to be a 6th class of the game that we don't know about. That's one of the ones that they announced this week. But this time... I want to say timekeeper. That's not right. Anyways, he uses spells and technology and can basically make clones of himself that can do everything that you do. Now, sometimes you could go into it where it actually, like, you shoot a spell, it shoots a spell and it does damage, or you could use it clones where it's decoys, but it really reminds me of a D3 monk.
Okay.
You know that skill where he's like goes through everybody and he's like punching. He's got like a Donatello staff, which I know you like.
Right. Yeah.
Or is your favorite Ninja Turtle. So
okay. That might be a secondary character because it sounds a little more like I would need to understand the mechanics a little bit.
Yeah.
Anything that's melee for me, even that has a melee weapon, generally for me is a secondary character. So I typically like to go learn games with a ranged character. So like casters or rangers or what have you. So,
but if you had to pick between, let's say, like a mage or a marksman, you would go mage first, right?
Yes.
Okay. Frostfire. I picked both of your. You're gonna pick Frostfire and you're gonna pick Berserker.
We'll see.
Now, for me, it's like, do I just pick the class that I already know, or do I do something different? Because people thought I would pick Commander, which is the minion army class. And I didn't.
Okay.
The Commander basically is a commander of robots. It's like
That's cool.
Big robots, little robots. You could do different, and it's
medium ones.
It's like a they're treated as companions, so you can activate them and they'll do skills instead of just being like mindless AI that run around and just kill stuff. So you can control the minions as the commander.
Okay.
That's
Interesting.
actually a cool idea. That's neat.
Yeah, I will say that the classes in Torchlight Infinite, you could say like, pick any ARPG. It's like, oh, Paladin and, Barbarian. Like, oh, I could see similarities. Like, there is no similarities across every class in this game. So my character, the Divine Shot, what I leveled through the trees was ammo. So my special ability is bullets, and I can actually pick what bullets I use, which then grants special abilities. So at the beginning when you're playing, it's like you got 6 shots and it's like shoot, 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 shoot. And then you have to wait and reload. It's like so annoying, So like I went into like quick reload, and then I went into special burst ammo. And then I went into, I never want to reload. I don't care how much it costs. So then I scaled back damage so I can go into quick reload, and then I went into more special ammo so that when it reloads, I'm getting the bullets that I want, because it's like a random. If you watch the video, it's like my bullet color is always changing. That's what Wrath asked in Discord. And he's like, why is the color changing? It's because like your ammo is a random draw.
I gotcha. So quick question, because it would make a difference on this class for me. I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. Can you move while you're reloading?
Yes.
Okay, so that's when you would dodge, essentially, in your fire pattern.
And you can do spells while you're reloading. So like,
really?
Yeah. So it's gonna reload for you, even if you're like using like a movement skill, if you're using an aura or a passive ability or anything like that, and any active ability, it'll still reload. Yeah. What else? Chris, what's up, sir?
Let's see, what else could I think of? Okay, as far as the skills go, each skill tree for all the different classes is different, or are they the same things but applied differently to the classes?
There is 6 different gods, and each god has 4 different trees, and you could pick what you want.
Okay. From the beginning?
From the beginning.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, you pick one, and then it's like level 20, pick your second, level 40. I've got 3, I believe, right now. And I think you can get 4.
Chris, Phoenix, not Torchlight 3. It's the new Torchlight.
Torchlight
That's
Infinite.
Yes, TI, not DI.
I mean,
that's...
it's 3 sucked. Can't we just call this 3 proper?
No, because then it'll
Torchlight
be too confusing.
3 proper.
It is weird that it's like Diablo Immortal, Torchlight Infinite, TI,
Yeah.
DI.
Yeah. Do you think was it always that?
It was always Infinite.
Okay, so it's pure coincidence that they come in and hit the home run after DI hits the strikes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, and this is again like I'm rushing through it. I have to level from 1 to endgame to make this video. So, I didn't do as much, researching and looking through the other gods' trees to find out exactly what it is. So I just went literally like any god that had ranged abilities. So in this game, there's like a projectile affix. So you're looking for like projectile damage. You're looking for projectile speed. So like to make sure you actually hit your targets, stuff like that. So I kind of went that realm.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, Chris, you got to be proper.
Let me see. What else is there? Guilty? What is there? How can we grill this game?
Well, we can't grill till we play it.
I know, but through Aaron. So we can grill it, using his
He's in
basic
endgame.
information.
You are in endgame, right?
I'm in the Nether realm. Yes, I am.
Ooh.
Okay, so they kept
so
that.
It's mapping PoE style.
Yeah, so when you're in the Nether realm, so they give you basically some maps, and then when you run through, more maps will drop, but you have to go through it kind of one at a time, because as you complete, every time you complete 5 maps, you could fight the boss of that map. And every time you beat the boss of that map, you get something that allows you to move forward. It's like these little red crystals. So I think there was like 6, actually no, there was maybe 8, islands or different areas, and I only made it to the 3rd.
And this is in beta, right, Aaron?
I don't know if it's beta or alpha. I'm pretty sure mine is alpha. No, it's in beta.
It's beta.
Okay.
It's beta.
Chris was asking in chat.
Yeah, it's beta. So you guys wouldn't know this, so I'll answer something. So in this game, there's 5 skills you get to have, and each skill can have 5 links. Think of kind of PoE.
Gotcha.
Okay. Also, unlike PoE, you don't actually have to find the link. All right.
Okay.
You can buy it. Well, Wolson. All things lead back to PoE.
They made it their way back.
I guess that's true. In PoE, you could buy the links too, but there's not a level, so it's not like you're buying. Right. PoE, if you go to buy the link, it's going to be a terrible link because it's not going to have the quality and everything that you would want as far as the gem. So, anyways, in this game, you could technically buy the links you want, and all 5 active skills can have 5 added skills to it. So, for example, on my Divine Shot, which again is the rogue, that has dual pistol, I went basically multi-shot. So instead of 1 bullet coming out, it shoots 3. And then I went added lightning damage, and then I went lightning bounce. Okay. And then I did projectile. It's called wind or something. It's like projectiles move slower but do more damage. But I had so much speed, it didn't matter. And then 1 other. So basically it shoots out 3. When it hits, it chain lightnings to everybody. Projectiles do more damage, and it's added lightning damage. So I can kind of just beam around, crushing everything. You know, it was really good. It was really good multiple targets.
And
Now,
it's going to have multiplayer or single? Only?
Multiplayer, yeah.
Yeah. They're pitching it against Diablo Immortal.
So it will have multiplayer.
Makes sense.
It will have duty-free trading. And it will have a shop completely run by players. So
the economy, or the economy, you mean?
So basically, it's like you get this item and you think it's worth something. You can go and put it up for whatever you want to put it up for. You know,
right? Okay,
and that's in game.
So it'll be like in a hub type situation.
Yeah, it's got like a little. There's in each major town, there's a little trading dude that you can click on, and you can see what's for sale, or you could put stuff up for sale.
Okay.
Question: do you know if they're going to release the PC? I'm guessing port and the mobile version simultaneously.
They're supposed to. That's supposed to be in October.
Okay. Awesome.
October.
Mid, early, late.
Not far away.
22nd.
Okay, mid, late. All right.
Just before my birthday.
When's your birthday?
A little bit after my birthday.
You're an October birthday? Both of you?
I am.
I'm September.
And he wishes he was October.
Yeah, not everybody can be as cool as you, Guilty.
No, I'm just saying October birthdays are the best
My
birthdays.
sister's birthday's in October.
Okay. So let's talk about the skills for just a second. Tell me what you guys think about this. So in Torchlight Infinite, so let's say you pick that skill you like. Okay, there's a skill you really like. You insert it into your active skills. In order to put the links around it, you have to have energy. Okay.
What is that?
So the first link is 5 energy. The second link is 10, 20, 50, and it's like 100 energy for the 5th one. Okay.
Is energy a currency, or is it I guess like a mana type thing that
I think you're gonna like this, because it actually took me a while, because I was like, I don't understand it, and then it clicked, because it's super simple. Every level you get 1 point of energy, and on every item you have equipped, there is an energy bar. Okay, so it's like this item you have can roll with 1 to 15 energy. So like maybe you got a 1. So that's where it's like, I found the same 2 items. Like, let's just say they're both uniques, but one's affix is rolled this way, this one rolled with higher energy. So it's like
to say it's like in Last Epoch, it's like legendary. It's you get a 1, a 2, or 3, or 4, depending on how great the roll drop is.
In this case, items allow you to do other stuff, right?
Yes.
I'm just saying, though, as far as rarity, it's kind of like you'll want to keep searching possibly for that item, because you'll get higher energy.
But if you had an item that had because I had some items that rolled with max energy on it, and then I had items that were better that rolled with like 3 energy, and it's like, okay, the item's better, but now if I put it on, I can't use this skill because I wouldn't have the energy I wanted. So that is how they do it. You get energy every level, and then it is based upon your gear. Now, that's how it works for active skills. But passive skills, okay, you ready for this? 5 active skills that have 5 links using energy. Passive skills, you get 3 of them, and when you activate them, they use mana.
All right.
So it'd be like, let's say you have 100 mana as a nice round number. Okay. This very powerful passive, when it activates, it takes up and actually uses like resource, because different characters have different resources. In my case, it's mana. This passive, when active, takes up 50% of your mana. So then when you're actually running around, your blue bar is half. You want to use your other passive, it takes up 25. Now you're at a quarter. You want to use your other passive, it takes up another corner. Now you can't shoot.
Okay.
So you have to be selective on your passives based upon the mana or resource cost And you could put links in those, and the higher the level of the skill, the more the links, the more resource costs it costs you.
Now, I don't know if you've talked about this or if I missed. Is there any type of crafting?
Good question. In this game, you can craft affixes onto items based upon the prefix and suffix rules. You can craft energy on it. So you can re-roll the energy on an item. You can enchant it, which gives you a chance to switch the implicit on the item. And I think those are the 3 I saw.
And another question, are those split amongst all classes? Like each class has that option, or is it kind of certain classes lean towards energy and certain classes lean, is it kind of even? Or...
Well, I mean, so if you were like
play style.
So for me, I literally, if you actually watch my gameplay from that video, I have a little teeny bit of mana under my life bar because I basically went mana on hit and mana regen on shot, knowing that I wanted to have all these passives active so that I can literally maintain my energy level with like 1/16 of what I'm supposed to have. So I can't speak for another endgame character because I don't have another endgame character.
But still, it's an interesting new. It's like is it like in Torchlight 3 where you had the push and pull thing?
No.
Does it feel like that? Okay.
No.
Okay, good.
No, it doesn't feel like that.
Like you got to shoot your 2 button a bunch of times before you can use your 5.
Yeah.
And then it drains your 2 button. You got to go back to your 2 button. Okay. Cool.
Also in the game, when you're fighting, every once in a while you'll come across like, if you kill enough enemies, basically like this dude pops up and it's like, do you want to... Gambler. I guess that's probably the best way to put it. And you can basically take an item and throw it in the gambler, and there's like 1 of 6 options. It's like 10% for this, 10% for this, 10% for this, 10% for this, 60% for that. Right? And it's, hey, you've got a little over 50-50 shot of getting something good, but there's a chance you'll make your item like corroded, I think it's called. And then when that happens, it doesn't make, it just means if you ever want to craft on that item, it's like double the resource or something like that. So it's just kind of a neat little like, I killed enough enemies where the guy came and offered his services. Right.
It's not, the penalty seems just more of a grindy type penalty.
Yeah.
Because you have to have more resources. So,
Chris, my class was the Divine Shot. I ran the Divine Shot. Yeah, because Fractured you can't craft on it anymore. Exathius is a bit like Fractured.
No, because Fractured, the old last Epoch thing that's no longer in there, right?
No, it's not. Gone.
It's completely gone. That was... the only reason I miss it is because that's when crafting lower level gear was easier. Because now when you find low level gear, you don't have a lot of points to spend to craft with.
Yeah.
You gotta get lucky early on and get a couple of like freebies to kind of like at least get a decent set of gear. So that's my only kind of gripe with it. It's not necessarily a gripe because early on, I mean, the gear is not really that important. It helps. But it's not going to make or break you. Only the resists. If you don't want to die.
Chris asked, was the Divine Shot a shooter class? Yes. It can use a bow, a rifle, a cannon, dual pistol, or throw one-handed melee weapons. Which I never did the throwing. I actually didn't even know you could do throwing until like I was way later in the game. I didn't even know you could do it. Guilty.
It doesn't seem like something you pick up on.
What else?
What's up?
Anything else? We talked about skills. We talked about passives. We talked about end game. We talked about different classes in the game.
We've talked about all the systems that, we're going to experience those when the game comes out. It's free. There's not a person right now that's probably not going to download this on their phone or on PC. What about the particle effects? What about the aesthetic of the game?
It feels like Torchlight.
How sexy is this game?
It's not. Torchlight. It's not that
Torchlight
sexy.
3 was very like arcadey casino feeling when you got loot. It go blip 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 blip. You know, had all
We
these
don't
sound
talk
effects.
about Torchlight 3. It's trash.
Oh my
I know,
gosh,
but
casino feeling. That is a really good way to describe Torchlight 3. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you hit the jackpot and all these
Yeah,
coins fly out.
Yeah. That's
Toma,
all
what's
I ever
up?
thought.
Yeah. Torchlight 2 and then Torchlight Infinite. There is no 3.
Because I played 1 and 2 for Torchlight. They're similar to each other.
Yeah.
2 was a little. They both had the same aesthetic, but 2 was a little sharper, had better colors and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, saturation, big time.
Yeah, it was very different. And
Particle effects, visuals, they're okay.
I mean, that's part.
They're okay. It's very
it won't
Torchlighty. It's the
overload
same
you.
visual appeal as Torchlight. It's got the you go to open the chest and it's gonna try and eat you if you open the wrong one. Like you guys, if you played Torchlight, like they do, they stick with all of that. In this game, there's lots of different degrees of chests. So sometimes you'll find a little one, sometimes you'll find a huge one. The huge one tries to eat you with the big old tongue. It's Torchlight, you know?
Yeah.
Lots of different corners you can run to, lots of different walls that you can explode that uncover certain areas, which I thought Daft would like. There is like, you know, the objective is top right, but if you go bottom left, you'll probably find something.
That is
there.
me.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, Aaron, when you say that. When I'm playing any game like Last Epoch or anything that I've played a lot, I always think, okay, I know the map draw. How do I go to the opposite of the door before I go to it? Like, how can I go? It's like when you're mopping the floor. You want to start in the one corner and end in the other. I use that same logic when I'm running echoes, and you know, it's just, okay, I know, I feel it's over there. Yeah, it's part of the mini game for me, is trying not to find it till the end. Like, bonus points for not wasting my time running back and forth.
Coma, I don't know. I don't have access to the PC. Question was asked, will we have more graphics options on PC? I don't know.
You might have more sliders to mess with.
I would hope so. I would hope so. Exathia says, so a whole new crew developed Infinite compared to Torchlight 3? Yes. Yes. It's a different crew.
Different team.
This is supposed to be the true successor to Torchlight 2.
What was the pedigree of this team? I remember you mentioned in your video where they came from, the team itself, their prior games.
As far as Tap?
Yeah.
Was it? They're like a bigger company.
They've made a ton of stuff. I can't.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of a different video where I was like, you know,
they're
like
so big
for the Superstar team.
The login is literally their login. They're not using someone else's third party. It's the Tap login.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know much about Tap, so I'll be learning as I go along.
Oh yeah, I'm on their
servers.
Yeah,
they own the servers, or at least they're renting the servers.
Yeah, I don't know.
X was asking, anyone part of T1 or T2, as in played them, X?
Man, I couldn't tell you anything about T1. I liked T2.
I could.
T2 is great.
T1's the basic. It's just more basic. It's got the same storyline and everything. It's just really basic. I forget what the classes were. I'd have to go look. Go ahead.
I started T2 yesterday because someone was playing Torchlight Infinite in front of me.
And you're like, I want to play Torchlight.
I was inches away from the developer not knowing I was playing the game. And then they outsmarted me by being smarter than me.
And then they're like, nice try, guilty.
Yeah. It's almost like they figured out two-form authentication.
Now, X, he clarified, he was asking if anybody on the team for this game was on 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Maybe not. The art looks way too similar for it not to be the case.
Sure.
I don't know. I feel like if you're buying a Torchlight game, or at least the rights to make a Torchlight game, you're going to try and stick with the franchise.
Right. But
weird.
Yeah. It looks very similar, but from what, just watch the video he posted on YouTube. The polygon count is much higher. they're not as segmented.
I think
the
what makes me
characters.
most excited about the game is just the build possibilities. I love being able to theory craft something and try and do,
Well, it's fun. It gives you options.
you know, I would try to think, I mean, it's literally like you're building a character in Last Epoch and you have 24 passive trees to use. And you can use 4 points in this tree and 4 points in that tree.
Right.
You know, like that, it's just so many possibilities because you get to pick your skills. You get to pick the links for the skills. You get to pick the passives and the links for the passives. You get to pick what passives you activate. You get to pick your different hero trait skills. You get to pick the skills for your hero trait skills. You get to pick your gear and what affixes you take on your gear. I mean, it's just like so
That's
much
cool.
customized. Now,
That's good.
the one part of the game, because we can't. I'm not here to
It
just
can't
talk.
be-
Oh, I'm not. Oh, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Is the pet system.
What's
Yeah,
wrong
you-
with that system?
That's where the money comes in, right?
Oh, we don't know yet.
What's this? We
it's-
don't know yet. Of course it is. They didn't make a game for free.
Well, there's going to be a cosmetic shop, so maybe that's.
On the phone. Let's live in 2022 and be real.
Right. What do you? What is it going to be? Something to the effect of if you get pets, it auto loots for you and attacks.
No, they
No.
have their own power that they give to the character, and there's different tiers
Mhm.
of pets.
So it's like a buff.
Just like
type
Torchlight
thing.
2. And they
Gotcha.
do attack, don't they? They attack.
They do that.
in
in
Torchlight 2.
I don't
Yeah.
think my pets attacked in this one. I think they just run
Your
around
pets
for
were not
me.
as good as they were in Torchlight 2 because
I
my
don't
bulldog
think so.
is kicking ass. Just saying. His name is Barnabas.
So it's a rare gem
Barnabas.
in what is that? Diablo Immortal? Ugh. Okay, the
Ugh.
pet system. This is actually really hard to understand. So you have a circle. Just think of a circle. On the
Thinking of
circle,
it.
you can attach 3 pets to it. That takes a quadrant. So like top left is a pet,
Got it.
top right is a pet, bottom is a pet. Okay. Once you put a pet in one of those circles, that quadrant lights up different points you can allocate to it. Based upon the pet,
All right.
the pet determines what power you can allocate to.
Yeah, where X is saying in 2, it was just a buff to your character.
Yeah.
So the pet is a gem.
Okay, so you
And it-
put the pet into the circle, and then like
Uh-huh.
it lights up like 10
It's-
different slots, and then outside of those slots, it's another like 2 or 4 slots that you put points that you get that you level into. So for example, like I found a terrible pet, okay? And when I inserted that
Okay.
terrible pet in, it unlocked drop rarity. I found a better pet and I
Okay.
put it in, and now it gave me percentage for double shot. I found another pet and it was just raw damage, 10% increases the damage, right? So there's a million different pets with lots of different rarities. And when you put them
Okay.
in, it gives you access to different things.
So
You have to like
And-
form a pack with it. So it's like a relationship system.
okay. I mean, what are you not liking about it so far, Aaron? I mean, I'm just trying to like. Obviously, it's conceptual for my mind. I'm trying to figure out. Okay,
Okay.
well, this means
This is what I
it's
don't
a-
like about it.
a
It's
fire-based pest.
it's
and it does
once you
this.
get 100 of this in-game currency, you go buy a pet orb, and then you put that pet orb to this thing, and then basically it's a gotcha system where it's like all the
Hmm.
flashes and all the blah blah blah, and then like it spits
Okay.
out a pet.
It's literally random.
It's random.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, there it is. So that also answers Coma's question. So they're not going to go buy them because they have to spend hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars to get the ones they want.
No, but see, that's the thing, is that I don't know if you can buy them with whatever the
Money.
shop's currency is. Okay,
Right.
You don't know. You don't know.
I don't know. Oh, come on. If I knew, I would tell
What
you.
do you feel? How do you feel?
I just have a hard time believing that the
Let's go to Logic Land with me. Let's get on Guilty's bus to Logic Land. The game's free. What are you buying?
you can put propellers on your back. The cosmetics are like PoE over the top, like literally this huge shoulder pad cloak looking thing you would see from Warhammer, and it's got propellers spinning on it and all this other stuff.
Right.
Like over the top MTX sales. Yeah, if it's you could spend real money to get the currency to buy the pets, then that's a form of pay to win, and I don't like that.
So X is comment makes me happy.
Hey, wait,
$10 a pet. Here we go. Rage quit.
No, Aaron, read
What?
Coma. I'll let you read it.
Hey, can you fix my spelling on your Patreon splash screen at the end of the video? I'm so offended.
You should be.
What the hell does it say? I'll look at it.
Yeah, Aaron.
Probably says like
I'll take it personally, Aaron.
sucky. It probably says sucky.
It's not unknown problem.
That's KOMAKINOX.
Maybe it just says OX at the on.
Did you put an OX?
I mean, I guess that's possible.
His whole life has no meaning now. You see it.
Chris, so the pet will give buffs to the character. Yes.
But they had that before. That's not a new thing. The whole new
and
thing.
thinking out loud, I remember what
It's
something
random.
you get ready for this, Guilty. Something I remember I liked about Torchlight 3 was obviously you could put inventory items onto your pet, and then your pet could go sell them in town and then come back. So you never had to like get out of the gameplay. I don't remember.
That was in all the Torchlights.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's got to be in there. I didn't even mess with it.
Oh, I was going to ask you that. If the pet has the same function where you're grinding and then you can store stuff on them, and then you hit the collect, the little house button, and it sends them back to the town. They go sell it, come back in like 2 or 3 minutes, depending on where you are in the game.
I mean, I can't say yes or no. I don't remember that option. That doesn't mean it's not there then. It's got to be. I'll investigate that tonight. Okay. Bonus hour of this podcast. I'll have an answer for that because I think my login still works.
Of course it does. We don't have that
I might
problem.
be able to look right now.
All right, Guilty. We don't have that problem of worrying about our login working.
You guys can't play?
No.
What? Why?
Reasons.
Woohoo!
I mean, yeah. I tried logging in with my
account.
Fancy
credentials.
That's fine. I wouldn't play it on
I
phone.
got real close, and at one moment I was there before he was.
Take care,
then it
X.
said, nope, you can't log in. And my heart was broken. And I loaded up Torchlight 2.
One thing that does feel different about this game, and I'm just going to say, like, obviously Torchlight 3 was the latest installment. It's fast. Like, if you want to play fast, and I mean, like, PoE, like, pew pew, you can do this in this game. That was very surprising. Torchlight is not a, like, PoE style of speed. At least I've never felt that way.
Not at all.
So I have this skill that was like, I think it was Blight. No, it wasn't Blight. Right? I don't know what it was called. But basically, like, I could like teleport a little distance. And then I found an item that gave me an extra charge of that. And then I put a link in for cooldown reduction. And basically I could just use it almost like boom, boom, shoot, 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 boom, boom, boom. I was just like bouncing all over the map. So, and again, I do chain lightning through my shot and I shoot super fast. So I could clear the map. I could clear the map pretty quick.
I won't have to worry about that.
It was a pretty quick game. Now, last thing we're going to talk about for Torchlight Infinite. There's a mechanic in the game, and you guys will notice this if you go and watch my video. When you're fighting, there's going to be purple blobs on the map. I don't know if they're going to end up being purple blobs for the final product. But when you kill this style of enemy, it fills up this little thing on the UI. So you kill these types of enemies, and this thing keeps filling. Okay. And once it fills, you could push it, and basically it throws out like 40 monsters for you to kill. And at the end, you have a chance of getting something good. So by the time you clear, like, let's say I'm daft and I clear the entire map, okay? You've probably saved 4 or 5 of these charges. So you could, like, throw it out, kill 40, throw it out, kill 50, throw it out, kill 60. And every time it's harder and harder. And then at the end, if you've cleared the map enough where you have 5 charges, there's a chance on the 5th charge to throw out this, like, shadow boss. And if you kill the shadow boss, you also get a reward. So it actually gives you a reason to map clear.
Well, I'll be doing that just purely because I do.
I really liked it. And actually, when I was playing it, I would actually never rush to the main boss. I would actually kill all the purple dudes, then kill the boss, then throw out my, like, large groups of enemies. So it was fun. It was fun. I'm trying to think of a game that does that, and I'm coming up blanks. Yeah, I couldn't.
Well, Path of Exile, when they had, it wasn't the same thing, but you would go to those. I forget what the league
Grim
was called,
Dawn.
but the Grim Dawn has them when you touch the shrines, and then mobs come out.
Yeah,
It's a constant, totems. So it's nice to see that kind of concept. And Path of Exile, what comes to mind is the league that had the zones where you go to the middle and there'd be a ring around you and everything come out of the middle and you have to fight everything inside the ring. I can't remember it, but until it just closed up again. So it's a cool mechanic.
It is
especially
really
if you
cool.
can guide it and make like you're saying, collect everything and then do them all at once.
Yeah, they it slowly dissipates too. So that's where, like, speed is also important.
Very cool.
So question, are they randomly generated or at the same place every time you log in?
So maps are the same.
No, not the map, the purple blob on said.
Oh yeah, they're random. I never know.
So it is essentially the totem system from Grim Dawn.
But there's is there a totem in every one?
Yeah. And
This
they're
is-
random.
This is every area you go to, because it's like, you go to this area, every single area has a boss. Everyone.
Mhm.
From the beginning. Yeah, so it's like chapter 2, episode 6. You clear the area, you kill the boss, you move on to 7. Clear the area, move on to 8. It's like
Right.
you're fighting a big bad guy at the end of every single run from the beginning. It's not like you cleared this area and you go through the cave and now you're at the next part of the map. It's basically a boss run game. It's kind of how it feels.
Well, it's on it's mainly for the phone, so I can see getting all the, the stuff out of the way so you can get to the main course.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So you're those little purple blob things. It almost feels like it's required. It's not required. That's the whole thing. But if you want to get your
Sure.
best loot option, you have to kill all these things to build this thing up in the UI, to push it, to then be surrounded and die a bunch of times. Because there was never a time that it was full where I wouldn't push it. Even where it's like, I'm half-life, I can't heal, and now every time it's harder, screw it, throw it down. You end up finding like a quick way. Like I would throw all the enemies, I'd immediately put down like my 2 stances, shoot 4 times, teleport to the outside, shoot again, but the enemies will like teleport with you. So it's like feels like you're always surrounded. Anyways, it's a fun part of it.
That sounds like fun. For me, this game came out of nowhere when you brought it up. Like literally 2 weeks ago, I had no idea this game even existed.
I think that's how a lot of people are going to feel. It's going to be like one big streamer picks it up, right? And people are like,
Right.
oh, this looks like fun. Then it's free. Maybe it gets a couple of actual good reviews. And then it's an
Sure.
easy comparison, like a free mobile action RPG, Torchlight, which is another huge name. Let's compare it to Diablo Immortal. And any
Right.
honest reviewer is going to come to the same conclusion that this game, in every possible way, with the exception of visuals, is better.
Sure.
And visuals are,
And-
it's one of those, like, it's different for everybody.
The aesthetic to this game is going to turn people off because they didn't like the original 2.
And that's fine. You know, I mean, teach
Fine,
their
yeah.
own on what, you know, what's important. For me, mechanics are more important than the graphics. Graphics are cool, but ultimately for me, how engaging the game is, how fun it can be, like basically the progression of the game and the cycle and the loops of it. How do those work? Am I ever feeling bored? Am I feeling the grind is too much or just repetitive? Like all these things come into play. So those are what I look into. Obviously, graphics are nice to have that eye candy and everything. That, you know, everybody likes it. Well, most people. Pixels cool too, but like you're gonna get the masses with the graphics, right? So,
But so that's
but
the
in the
thing,
end,
though.
how important is it, right?
Look at everything the masses do. Does that make it right? Like, pretty pictures a good game does not make. I've said
No,
this
it doesn't.
before.
No,
I
The
feel
mass-
like great visuals. Okay, so if you had to pick between bad visuals and good visuals, people are going to say good visuals.
right.
But I
Right,
feel like
but-
younger generation really care about the way it looks. Where I feel like
Yeah,
as
they're
you
dumb.
age, you start transferring over more to the fun factor.
Like, I'm going to break someone's heart because they might be a younger person, but they lack sustenance. Like, just because the game looks good doesn't make
Right.
it good. Cyberpunk 20 whatever it was, crap.
That
Right.
game looked pretty.
Like, every new Bethesda game
Yeah.
has been significantly less involved than the one that came before
Less
it.
engaging. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
less
sure.
involved. Yeah, right. They're
Right.
just like milk toast now.
And then you get Vampire Survivors coming out. That's like you literally
That's a
can't
bad
even go
auto
full
battler.
screen. You can't even go full screen, you know, and it's got 1 million downloads.
I wrote a okay, so what game were we playing prior to that game coming out?
Prior to Vampire Survivors?
Yeah, it was one of the blogs for the Patreon. I even acknowledged that a $3 game came out and got more players than this game. You guys can
brain.
cheat and go on
Hold
to the
on.
Patreon.
No. I know this.
Mm.
$3 game got more players than this game, and we were playing it.
Oh, we were.
We did. Crap. While we're thinking, Coma is going on and on about all types of good stuff, but basically he's saying Grim Dawn, you know, a lot of people say Grim Dawn is old and dated, which I don't agree with. It's just a certain aesthetic. It's slightly
old.
dated. I'll say it's
It's old,
dated
But
slightly.
it's still better than the games they're coming out with now because people
The
don't want to take the time
Oh,
to
he
design
brought
a
up
nice system.
Grim Dawn. Oh.
The-
I'm just saying. There hasn't
it
been a
fit-
better system. There it is.
It fits the aesthetic of the game. Fits the, you know, they got that. And then going forward for our Farthest Frontier, they're using those same graphics in a builder.
Oh, Farthest Frontier. Bleh.
Yes.
All right. So
Uh,
Farthest Frontier is the same graphics in a different engine.
Yeah. Yeah. So
what's
good,
the
Aaron.
name? What's the
He
blog?
hates
What's
good
the
things,
blog
don't listen
game?
to him.
Guilty. I can't focus until you say it.
I'm thinking. Unless
say
he
it.
knows.
Look it up.
He's Satan.
Seriously,
He's-
you're a freaking monster, dude. Fine, I will look it up because I'm so speedy.
See that you do.
But see, Coma, for me, it's nice because I like
Oh,
builders as
guy.
well. I'm into waiting for Grim Dawn, but I'm thinking they're going to update it a bit. They gave themselves a little bit of clarity. They kind of stayed in the same world where they used a lot of the aesthetics
Wilson!
and the names. What?
Correct.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Correct. Wilson had just launched its new endgame.
The War Table.
Mm.
And I watched, I'll continue. Coma, I watched one of the recent, they were doing when this Farthest Frontier came out, they were on other people's streams while they're talking. And basically they're like, we're video game players. We like different types of games. We're not a one trick pony or whatever you will. So they kind of like dispersed a little bit to kind of like broaden a bit to kind of like get off the vibe. But in the background, they have Grim Dawn kind of like slowly
They
cooking up. They're
literally
getting the
named
ideas.
cities after Bourbon. John Bourbon has a city named after him in the game.
Yeah.
Coma
So-
asked me seriously, how are we going to manage our ARPG time with the absolute metric ton of good stuff coming our way? LEPOE2 D4 Torchlight Infinite. Not to mention the indies that I don't even know. Here's what Guilty's gonna say.
For 2 of those.
Here, D4 is gonna suck. PoE 2 is not gonna be here for 10 years. Go ahead.
All right,
Guilty.
no, that's not what I'm gonna say. D4 is an MMO. It's not an ARPG. And PoE 2 is the exact same game. It's just a new storyline tacked on with the exact same endgame system.
New graphics, though. New visuals.
I don't care about graphics. They don't matter.
Hopefully they do something.
It's the same game. They can make it look as pretty as they want. It's the same game.
No, if you have
the exact
you could change
same
the bolts on the crossbow. You could have fire bolts and ice bolts.
It literally links up to the same mapping system. I don't care. They need to make a new game and not be lazy.
Yeah, but then you'll have a longer campaign you could go through.
Oh yeah,
yay.
10 more acts. This one's 7 acts starting, like the original was, and then we can meet up in the same mapping system that we used in the other game. They literally are going to the same mapping system, and it's the same launcher. You just pick which campaign you want to run.
I hope they do more than they've let off onto, because if it is just a rehashing with a, obviously new story and stuff, I've already played the game since 2013, so I'm hoping it slightly changes.
This is what I will tell you.
Good.
If the PC port of Torchlight Infinite feels like a PC game, it'll be Torchlight Infinite and Last Epoch, more Last Epoch, until we get D4 and see what that's about. I feel like, and then indies in between. But the indies are likely for me going to be the roguelites, games that I could play quick, in and out, stream, and cover more on a when I have time to play scale instead of the login every day. It's kind of what I'm thinking.
Right. I mean, I'm on the same bandwagon as far as that. I play so many different styles of games that ARPGs is a fraction of them. So for me, the lulls between games aren't nearly as bad as some other people. That said, I'm looking forward to Torchlight a little bit now, just because it's the new thing. It's like the game of the week, it seems like. And
this game is a lot of fun. It's so fun. I think that's what I'm most excited about, is like, forget everything else. It's just like a fun game to play, in my opinion. It feels
good.
Akira says it'll feel like Immortal on PC. I really hope not. And we said this at the beginning of the podcast, that Torchlight Infinite has been designing the PC version of this game from day one. Diablo Immortal did not. This was oh crap, everybody hates us. Let's give them a PC.
Akira.
We'll have to see. Let's give them a PC version. So from that regards, hopefully it's better. I could tell you that the UI that they showed us for the PC is promising.
It did look a little better.
And it's like it's point and click, which is what you expect from an action RPG. Like literally it comes standard with the QWER skills, which I know sounds so dumb, but most ARPGs they put in 1, 2, 3, 4 for your skills instead of QWER. Somebody pointed that out and I was like, oh yeah, they made the right decision.
Coming in with comment, hoping LE does more with the time travel. I agree as well. And does like a random portals that take you to new eras in the monoliths as quests, a random boss, so et cetera, et cetera. So I agree. Like we were talking about like how can they like expand on LA? The timeline seems like the most obvious like route, because you can go anywhere. Timeline. Like, can you imagine like a timeline where they push forward and they go into like some type of guns?
This is what I will tell you. This is Yeti. Great question. It's segue time. We are moving off Starcraft. If you were here earlier, we started with Starcraft. We're moving off Torchlight Infinite, and we are moving to now my favorite, Last Epoch.
Good game.
If you didn't know this, the multiplayer ends today.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I was playing it all morning. I mean, I wasn't playing it. Don't be jealous.
You weren't playing it.
No, I was playing it.
A lie.
I was playing it because there was maybe new stuff that I didn't get to experience yet, that I felt bad if I didn't get to experience it. So I experienced it. That's all I could say.
Was it worth? If I can ask you, was it worth the experience?
Yes, it was.
Good answer.
Yes, it
Okay.
was.
Okay.
I can't say anything other than stuff that I like is getting updated in ways that I like it. How's that?
That's fair enough. Don't want to get your rights taken away from you.
They're probably already gone at this point. They're probably already gone. So last Epoch.
Rejected.
Exactly. So Yeti, I think what they really want, and they've made comments to this, is that this game, just like PoE, which has leagues, and Diablo, which has seasons, they are going to have cycles. And what's great about cycles and resets and content is, since the game is based on time travel, they could take it anywhere. They could literally go anywhere with it. Now, that being said, they're not sold on the future yet.
What do you mean by that?
They're not sold on, like, you know, going to like a cyberpunk
Okay.
with
Okay. Fair
guns
enough.
and mechanical arms.
They don't
and
have
that
to make
kind of
those
stuff
decisions
yet.
at this point.
Yes.
They don't have to, right?
We know for a fact crossbows are coming, and we know that ballistas are already in the game. So, right, there is projectile weapons, but as of now, guns are a no, but they get asked that question every week. And normally when that happens, the community kind of just overwhelms them until something happens. But,
Exactly.
you know, a rogue, you could see a rogue using like an old school, like musket pistol, right? Or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like a machine gun, but
No, like rifles and pistols, just like Grim Dawn does, in the sense where they have that. It crosses into that, but there's no other modern tech type stuff in Grim Dawn. It's not like grenades and anything like that. It's just literally different styles of guns and rifles.
yeah, but nobody
Either
plays
one-handed,
Grim
two-handed.
Dawn, so we don't have to talk about that.
Nobody plays, except for the fact that it's been a
Except for people who aren't
consistent
smooth brained. So Grim Dawn
No.
cannot be played by persons who,
shots.
yeah, shots fired in depth.
It's my
That's the
brain can't
concept.
comprehend.
No,
the
you
stars.
used to play it. You just stopped.
See,
I know.
See, Aaron,
I
we
actually
could-
played a
the
lot of
three
Grim
of
Dawn.
us.
I just don't like. I just like messing with them.
right?
Huh.
Yeah, Guilty and I were playing a bit last night. He was running
Yeah,
around my little level 40.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was
it's
fun.
not- there's a lot of depth to that game. A lot of
Right.
depth that is lacking in new games.
One of our Discord members was talking about like passing on it because there's so much to learn in it.
Yeah,
I commented
yeah.
like, well, I've been playing it for almost 10 years now, so it seems 9 years, but almost 10, and it seems very kind of, you know, like driving a car or riding a bike. It's like you get up and do it. But I could see, because there are complexities to how you develop your character. So, you know, it's a
They
thing.
moved on and started playing Last Epoch instead because it's easier to play.
Yeah, because I only use 1/100th of my brain, and that's okay for Last Epoch, but not for Grim Dawn.
No,
No, that's not what I said. They moved on. It was easier to learn Last Epoch than it was to relearn Grim Dawn.
right.
Okay,
Fact.
not that I can answer, but what do you guys? We're gonna go left and or Daft. You can go first.
Okay.
What do you want to see with multiplayer in Last Epoch?
What I want to see, personally, I want to see where all the classes, regardless of what you pick, are going to fit into a team. Like, you know, if the three of us played and made a little squad and we were running around, I'd want that trifecta to work well together. And if you pick the right, it could be build based, you know, it doesn't have to be everything, but you know, certain builds fit with certain builds on cross classes or whatever. I think that for me is the most important thing. So when you're running around, it feels like everybody's pulling the weight. We're assuming everybody's the same level and all that stuff. I think that for me is most important. Just kind of cross the balance between the classes pretty even. So I'm not like, well, I guess I'll play this class because you like this class style. So that's my one concern. But you know, I'm not the biggest multiplayer player, so that for me is cool because then I'll have to, like, if I made a character and then was like, oh, you guys playing, let me bring my this, it'll work because I maybe have to switch up the build a little bit. Or
So
it just
what
will
you
work.
want is good synergies amongst classes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good thought. I mean, from someone who may be playing Last Epoch online with other people,
Me?
multiplayer.
Yeah.
That actually a thing?
Wait.
Has the thing we've been saying for a year and a half now?
Do people right now play together multiplayer on an online server that is authoritative for Last Epoch?
No, that's not what I asked. I already know that's a thing.
That is a thing.
I am asking if what we have been saying about the synergy of why they took my bear's awesomeness away, is that because it plays synergy with other classes?
Synergies right now amongst classes are broken. Which
Broken awesome or broken I hate this?
broken is in like you're too strong.
Then that's great. Leave it the way it is.
And this is actually something that
the game is
this is something Mike shared on his stream on Friday. It's like Paladin, okay?
Mhm.
Paladin has a skill Holy Aura. And if you have 4 Paladins together, really if you have 3 Paladins together, they share basically the same tree. So one Paladin could take top left, one could take top right, one could take bottom, and now the whole group has the whole tree.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 or 4 paladins that literally have a maxed out skill tree among how strong a sentinel paladin already is with whatever other skills they have.
I see nothing wrong here.
That is
just make your enemy stronger. Stop being
got
lazy.
some,
Let's go.
Got
Let's
some
do it.
heat in the chat right now. Komikes is saying, my first hope for .9 is that EGH increases hype and does not do damage to the reputation due to issues of people complaining and stuff like that. So how are they gonna, he's hoping that they can get past this wall that might be there once they go multiplayer.
We love you, Tencent.
I feel like what he's actually saying is,
Tencent.
will the game work, right? Is it going to be multiplayer drops and the servers crash and no one can get on, and then it has all this negative hype, right? I think that's what he's saying. And most games, like what? New World, Lost Ark, freaking Outriders. What was the last game that dropped that didn't? I could tell you that they don't want that to happen, and that's why they're saying they're going to release regions every couple days to ensure stability. They're not going to open the floodgates, which I do think is smart. So they're trying to counteract that, but there's going to be there's
So
it's still an indie studio. It's still their first time flipping the switch.
Okay, enough of that. When Tencent bought a quarter of the company, essentially, they ceased to be an indie company. That's not a thing anymore.
I will tell you, there is server problems right now. Like, I mean,
of course there is. You're in alpha for multiplayer. Of course it's going to be. That's not a thing.
Okay, yeah, he's come saying, yeah, Aaron, you're on top of what he's saying. So okay, yeah. It's a fair statement, though. It's a fair question. You can only hope. You can only hope.
Before they did all of this, they reached out to professionals in the industry to see how they did authoritative servers.
Right.
And they got their input. And I'm going to guess they used it, unlike Blizzard did when they asked their D3 troop, how'd you make Torghast?
Right.
I'm going to guess they did the right thing and listened to professionals who have actually did the thing that they're being requested to, recant on. I think when it releases, it's going to be broken as hell still, because I don't think they're going to balance out characters until 9.0. I think the entire testing that Aaron's in right now is to make sure these servers work.
That makes sense.
And they're not doing like, hey, today multiplayer is going to be down because we're like rebalancing. Like, they're not doing anything like that. They're actually keep adding stuff into the test to let people play with and see. So anything that's broken is still broken, and they just keep adding to it, which is fine. Like, that's why it's going down now, and then they'll do it, and then they're going to do another one that's a little bigger and fix everything that was feedback from this one. And just basically, that's the idea until it's ready.
The reason they're doing that, it doesn't matter if you get a whole bunch of data if like your servers crash. Like, how good is the data if half the people playing can't log in?
They need a 10-cent server.
Yeah.
Right?
It's almost like a quarter of the money they just got went to authoritative servers.
I mean,
okay.
We
we'll
love
see.
you, Tencent. Actually, in this case, we do love you, Tencent.
Guilty,
Thank
did you
for the
say what
service.
you want to see most for? Oh, synergy. No. Daff said synergies. What did you say?
Yes.
What do you want to see for multiplayer, Guilty? Make you happy.
Oh, what I've predicted in multiplayer was synergies, because that's the only way I can explain what they did to my bear.
Synergies.
They touched
bear.
my bear in its no spots. They made him
They made him go, eh.
not as good as he was.
He isn't as good as he
Um,
was. He looks better,
no.
though.
He
He
looks
looks cooler.
fantastic, but again, I don't care about the pretty pictures. Give me a freaking magenta
Right.
cube.
That goes back to what we were talking about earlier about looks versus.
Yeah,
the
like
thing.
give me programmer art, and I will play with the game with programmer art and have better experience. I don't care about your pictures. No
Yeah.
offense to the artists out there, but your job is
So
not as
both
important
of
as a
you,
system
which would
designer.
make you happy when we get 0.9
Squirrels.
is good synergies amongst classes.
For me, that's top. Yes. Obviously, there's a lot of other things like it runs well and that, that aspect. But if I were to pick something that's not kind of like generic, that's, the one I would pick.
Yeah. I am hoping for easy party mechanics.
Okay.
So right now it's literally like, it's like kind of like a manual system where it's like, there's not like a hub or anyway, it's like almost like a global chat. Hey, anybody want to, it's like,
Gotcha.
it's very rickety, which they understand. And they said that going in, like the
Sure.
hub of friending and joining and teleporting and playing together, like none of that is introduced yet. So I hope it's going to be a very easy, seamless transition, but obviously top of mind, number one, if the game launched today, most important is what Koma said, and that is reliable server stability. I can log in, there's no freaking
Right.
queue, there's no lag, and I can actually play 4 minion classes with my friends without lag.
That's, yeah.
And that's the
That
stuff
goes
like
under-
you gotta think they gotta like test that, right? Okay, we're gonna run 4
think they would.
Wraith classes where each of us are gonna have 25 minions, so there'll be 100 on screen. It's gonna happen. I bet you that happens all the time. Like that's what I want to see.
And that's fine because it wasn't but a year ago when each player could have 100 wraiths on screen if they tried.
Yeah, single player could.
So, that's less. It's not 500 or 400 minions. It's now 100. So that's a big significant boost to them.
I think that
And-
would be so much fun. Is like someone's a forge guard making forged weapons, and I'm running a necro, and someone else is running a beastmaster, and another person is running a falconeer, right? And
Right.
basically, we all have our loot filters set up for minion style gear, and we're running around, and the falcon and ballistas are doing their things, and my undead army's doing their thing, and the companions are doing their thing for the beastmaster, and the forged weapons. Like that to me sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know.
I'm looking forward to it regardless.
I think that would be
I've been
awesome. And then I could buff
playing a little
everything,
bit.
and then I could buff everything with Dreadshade. So it's all
You
gonna
could.
be, it's all gonna help.
And there'll be a little bear behind us running around eating.
Are there some
everything.
skills in LE that hammer frame rates? That like cold skills or something?
I mean, I think.
Yes,
is a
there are, and not just cold. A lot of things in LE hammer frame rates.
I was gonna say, back here. I was gonna say the druid class. I know the creepy. What's the skill, Aaron? The one that's on the ground. It's like the plants that slow people.
Oh,
I can't remember the name.
Entangling
of it, but that
Roots.
Entangling Roots. That one wrecks. Like first time you cast it, like I got used to just casting everything when I log in. Just like cast them once, just real quick, and then the game.
I can't think of
struggle.
any skills that ultimately are like, dang, every time I cast it, it makes frames. But there's certain enemies, like the lightning scorpion, I think it is, or whatever. There's certain enemies at the end of runs that just they're that thing that makes all the blue lines. All that stuff wrecks frames.
And Koma was asking about hammer skills.
No, he's talking about what skills hammer frame rates.
Yeah, that's what Oh, just in general. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
We got 5 minutes left in the podcast. We're going to go through and talk about games we have played this week. I'm easy, so I'll go first. I feel very fortunate. Okay, I want to be clear. I feel very blessed. This week I have played Last Epoch multiplayer, and I have played Torchlight Infinite Beta.
Okay.
And I love both of them. And I can talk about one, I can't talk about the other. Okay, mine was easy. Go ahead.
I'll go. I've been playing a game called Sapiens, which is kind of like a...
What the hell is that? Sapiens?
Yeah, you start off with a little tribe, and then you go through. It's kind of like a technology type thing where you go through all the ages, and you go have your guys discover fire. And it kind of progresses into
a brief history of human. No, what's it called?
Sapiens.
Spell it.
Like Homo sapien. Sapiens.
That's literally what I said.
Yeah.
All right, keep going. Sapiens.
Also played some Grim Dawn, Chronicon, and Clanfolk. Those are the kind of four.
Dude, someone's streaming Sapiens right now and has 1,700 people watching.
There you go.
This game looks like crap. Sorry, go.
That's fantastic. It's if you like the style of game. The other two are Chronicon. I've been playing a lot. That's fun always. And Clanfolk, which is similar to RimWorld, but not. It's more of a focus on your family and just developing family as opposed to just random colonists. Similar in the style of the game, and you kind of like tech the same way. But those are the four I've been playing this week. All different, kind of like fill in my different pieces of the pie for me. I have 4 different game types I like usually.
Hey,
where do you find all the time to play this stuff?
He's Daft. By the way, Daft, look at Coma. Look at his last post, or the second to last post now.
Right now, I am playing a...
No, second last. Before that.
Second last.
And I have been playing some 20 Minutes Till Dawn.
Yeah, that's a good game too. I played that.
Game.
I haven't played in a couple of weeks, but I love that game. Good game. Good game. If you like just kind of sitting there.
I recommend Sapiens. Yeah.
Fun game.
All right, Guilty, what have you been playing so I could search it? What is it? Something weird.
Yeah, Torchlight 2, Grim Dawn. I've been playing some. I'm still writing my thoughts on Elden Ring. I'm going to break people's hearts because it's a Souls game. It's a Souls game, and I've read R.R. Martin, and his writing is okay. I want the last book to finish the last book because you wrote like 10 paragraphs, dude.
That's all you want.
Like his excuse for why he didn't. Oh, I was working on Elden Ring. No, that was an afternoon, sir.
I appreciate the tenacity in your voice.
I mean, because the cutscenes are great, but I would imagine someone who's written as much as he has could whip that out quickly, especially because it's not up to the same. It's good.
Can you hold your little loot goblin up to the camera?
Yeah, my cheating goblin for playing on the Switch.
Oh, and Coma, to answer your question, it's a warlock, cold based, using
sorry,
life leech and stuff like that, but it's cold based for the most part.
There it is, without glare. Trying to get without glare. On the Switch, if you use it's an amiibo. This opens up the portal to the gold dungeon thing. Just go through it. So for each person you're playing with in multiplayer, they can use it once. So up to 4 players, you have 4 guaranteed. And that's how you get gold.
I feel like I want to get a really Protoss like Zealot behind me. I want to get that.
Do it.
They got to have some good like adult sculptures for Starcraft. There's got to be some stuff out there.
There's some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to be because one of our members in Discord in our D&D group brought up painting again. I'm going to start doing some miniatures, but I'll probably do the 6 to 12 inch size, so they're a little bit bigger. Back here, be kind of fun. Been a while since I painted those. You should do it too, Guilty. Remember we were yeah,
it's
you can do it. We're gonna pick the same one.
I'm already painting an entire Blood Angels army. I ain't got time for that.
You got time for us.
Ask Guilty to play a song. Hey, Guilty, can you play a song with your guitar?
I will post songs, but that.
Oh, I'll play the song that Guilty sent me today. Here you go.
No. Oh,
I don't have
that
it
guitar
ready.
behind me is there because I have a MIDI
let me see.
pickup
I'll
on
get
it,
I'll get
and
it
I
going.
don't play keyboard, so that makes sense, right? I do electronic music, and I don't have a keyboard. Well, I have one. I'm just crap on keyboard, and it has a MIDI pickup. Imagine that. I play guitar, and it has a MIDI pickup. That's why it's there.
Well, your music's going in the background of the stream now, so.
But it's not technically my music. It's
not? Never mind.
Nah.
It's not going anymore.
I mean, it is my music, but it's a jazz standard. It's not like I wrote it.
Right.
All right, it's back on now. We could all just enjoy it.
I mean, I don't start playing until like halfway through.
It's like very like
Everything.
low. I turned it down because I thought maybe someone want to listen to
Because
this
it's
garbage,
lo-fi.
but I guess
Right.
you know
It's low. Which one are you even playing?
whatever one you sent me right before this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one that was in chat.
Yeah,
Right.
it's very surreal. Is that the right? That's not the right word.
It's
All
low.
right, everyone.
It's just a low file.
That's the podcast. Another 91 minutes that I have to say goes by pretty quick. We always have like this.
Pretty quick.
Let's talk about this, and then we'll go to there, and then we get on another tangent, but that's good. That's exactly what we wanted. We wanted to be natural, organic conversations. Today we talked about Starcraft. Again, the poll that we put up is, what is your favorite race? Protoss won with 44% of the vote. The other 40% went to Zerg, and then it was like 16% went to Terran. Then we went on the majority of the podcast talking about Torchlight Infinite. If you're interested in this game, go watch my YouTube video. It was posted yesterday, and it breaks down the game, shows the visuals. I still have access to the game, so I plan on making a couple other little things before they take it away.
Yeah.
And then we ended with Last Epoch multiplayer. And
Yep.
sprinkled in some Grim Dawn for all you GD folks out there. For all you
Come join the Discord. I linked it in there. Anybody who isn't, we have fun. We talk about all this stuff all the time. Share
Protoss, yes.
game talk and play together and yada yada yada. And you get to talk to us if that's of any worth to you. But yeah, come join. It's fun.
Yes.
We do have a music. We have a self-promote. We have news. We have just a lot of stuff in there. Yeah, it's not just games.
It is fun.
A little bit of
So what we're going to do now is we're going to switch over to Patreon. That's where we always do our last hour of this stream. And of course, that is only for our Patreon members. That is also linked in the chat. Guilty or Daft is going to do that right now. It's also in the About section and on YouTube. All the Patrons out there, thank you so much. We could not do what we do without you. It is the best way to support this channel financially in the future if you think you could help out. That's all we've got. You're all beautiful. You're all awesome. Every Wednesday night, we will be back here. And it's always a good time. Last
Yes, it
word,
is.
Daft. You're on it tonight.
Today, fantastic again. Enjoying these. We're 25 deep. This is kind of a significant number, you know.
Nice round number.
Looking forward to 26. You guys are awesome in chat tonight. Keep the questions coming. And you guys are in Discord. We have a spot in Discord where you can ask us questions or not. Come in there and ask us some questions. We'll answer them on stream and talk to you guys about it. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Thanks again.
We play games.
You
with
don't have the last
everybody.
word, Guilty. Daft
this is
had the last word.
Sure. I'm telling people to come play with us.
You would say that.
Come play video games with us.
Oh, okay. That
Yes.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I get the last word. If anyone has any questions about Torchlight Infinite and I did not answer it, come to Discord. Now we're done. Bye.